Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making Instant Pot beef stew and dumplings. Alright guys, I'm starting out here with roughly 3 pounds of beef that I cut up into little cubes. And in a freezer bag I have about a cup of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to give that a shake just to blend it together quick. Now in my Instant Pot here, I have this set on saute high and it's hot. I'm going to add in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, enough to coat the bottom of the pot. And I'm going to get my beef in here into the flour mixture, and we're going to coat it in that flour. Let me get rid of this cutting board or cutting mat. Give my hand a quick rinse. Alright, now I'm going to seal this up and I'm going to shake this beef around here until it gets well coated in the flour and salt and pepper mixture. Make sure you seal it up tight, guys. You don't want to decorate your kitchen. You just want to shake good, making sure you coat all of your beef nice and evenly. Okay, we're looking good. Now I'm going to get this here in Instant Pot. I'm going to fry it in batches until it all gets nice and browned up. Okay, now that all my beef is browned up and I pulled it out, I'm going to deglaze the bottom of the pot here with 4 cups of beef stock. Now the reason I'm deglazing is for 2 reasons. I'm going to lift those bits off the bottom. It's going to add extra flavor, and if I don't get them off of there, it's going to give me a burn notice while I'm pressure cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my 4 cups of beef stock. And I still have my Instant Pot set on saute high. I'm going to take my wooden spoon and I'm going to scrape the bottom of the Instant Pot here to work up those bits. Alright guys, now I have my pot deglazed, and that took a little bit, so you have to be patient with that. I'm going to add in, I have 1 teaspoon of sugar here, and that's my pressure cooker coming at the temperature. I have 1 teaspoon of sugar here, a half teaspoon of dry thyme, and 2 bay leaves. That's going to get added in. I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of diced garlic. Use fresh, or I use the jarred stuff, guys. So I'm going to go for 3 heaping teaspoons. That's going to give me about 2 tablespoons. Okay, that's looking good. Give that a stir. Now I'm going to add my beef back in there. You guys, if you want to save cleanup, just put a piece of foil on a styrofoam plate, and that'll save you from having to do dishes. You have to have the foil on there because your plate will melt if you don't. I'm going to get my pressure cooker lid. I'm going to put it on here and seal it. I'm going to set this to pressure cook for 10 minutes on high. When my 10 minutes are up, I'll do a quick release of the pressure. Alright guys, I released my pressure and I took out my bay leaves. Now I'm going to add in 1 medium onion that I diced up. It's veggie time, guys. And on my plate here I have 2 carrots that I diced coarsely, chopped up coarsely, 2 stalks of celery chopped up coarsely, and 3 russet potatoes. I'm going to get that down in there. I'm going to give this a stir. And it's looking good, guys. I'm going to seal my lid back on here. I'm going to pressure cook this for 5 minutes. After my 5 minutes are up, I'll do a quick release of the pressure again. Alright guys, I released my pressure and I added in a cup of frozen peas and set this on saute high, and I brought it up to a simmer. I also added a little salt and pepper to taste. Now I have a cornstarch slurry here. It's 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to stir that in there to thicken this up. And this will thicken up fast, guys. So I'll just let that simmer away there while we move on to the next step. Let me move my lid out of the way here, guys. Okay, now I have canned biscuits here. I cut into 4ths. I cut 1 biscuit 4 ways. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. And I'm using the Pillsbury Grands biscuits. You could use a store brand if you like to save some money. And I'm just going to get my biscuits down here. This is going to be our dumplings, guys. Going to push them down in there. You want to get them down under the liquid. And Get some gravy between them, keep them from sticking together. Okay, now after I get all my biscuits in here, guys, I'm going to put my cover on here, the lid. I'm not going to seal it. I'm just going to let this cook on saute for 10 minutes, and I'm going to go in there occasionally and stir the biscuits around. Or we should call them dumplings at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and get these down in here, get my lid on here, and let it cook for 10 minutes with the lid loosely on there, and then I'll go in occasionally and I'll stir them around. Alright guys, my 10 minutes are up. This is done. Let's go ahead and fix up a bowl and see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and give this a try. Start with a piece of that beef. Super tender, well seasoned. See, my vegetables are nice and tender, but they're not mushy. Try a piece of carrot here, guys. That gravy's really good tasting. I'll try one of these dumplings. They're good. Nice and tender on the inside. They kind of might remind me of gnocchi if you ever had that. They're really good. Alright, there you have it, guys. Instant pot beef stew with dumplings. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.